Good morning. Hey there. Hi, Gray. Good morning. How do we end up with 2 dishes in here? It's okay. There you go, sweetie. Good morning. We got a lot of dew this morning. I don't think it's sprinkled. I think it's just dew. Everybody's here. Stripe had to come inside for a few minutes, didn't you, buddy? He plastered his little face in the glass. Let me in. Oh, I did not get enough sleep. Just did not. Hey, bud. Hi, it's me. Good morning. Okay, I'll let you eat. Hey, bud. Hi. Getting my shoes on. Oh, that's my good boy. Hi. Good boy. It's short sleeve weather all the way this morning, by the way. A says it's going to be 81. I guess we'll see. Anything over 80 is high for February. Good morning, Ruby. Well, that's certainly pretty. I went through the neighborhood to avoid the turn on the main street, the left turn, which has been taking a long time lately with people that are impatient. I just thought I'd avoid that today. And then I got extra nice long view headed east with a pretty color. So God, Ruby says it's 66. That's just insane. I don't know how much time it's actually saving us this morning, but Ruby and also Google Maps on our phones was telling us we should ditch 401 and move to Lake Wheeler. I'm not convinced there was enough of a difference to actually make the move, but we did. So we're on Lake Wheeler, coming down, fixing to come down past Lake Wheeler Park and Yates Mill, and at least traffic right here is moving well. But what happens when we come this route is we enter the city farther on the west, and the school's in the northeast corner, so it's a little bit longer across town. But we're moving nicely right now, so I'll take it. Take it. It's pretty over here. More trees, different view, less industry. So, like I said, we're fixing to pass Lake Wheeler here on the left. And then Yates Mill's up on the left just a ways further. You can't really see the lake too good. The dam is what's really there on the left, and it's up high, so the only place this water spills is right here to the left of this bridge. And it is spilling this morning with some ducks on top. Oh joy, the belt line, exactly where I want to be first thing in the morning. However, I'm headed away from Research Triangle Park instead of toward it, so this side is moving good, at least so far. Well, it's 7:39. So Johnny is unfortunately a little bit late. We left a little late, and then the diversion, which even if it's shorter, still takes longer. So it is what it is, but I won't be stopped too long up here this morning because, you know, it all snowballs into me being late meeting later on our walk and later meeting Michelle, and I gotta stick to a schedule today. I got important shopping business going on. I saw on Facebook last night, because they have somebody that goes around and snaps cell phone pictures and puts them on a Facebook story of items in the store, and there were a few pictures that showed that they had put out some of the Easter stuff, so that's cool. Not that I really need a lot of Easter stuff, but I certainly want to look at it whether I need it or not. So I did give some consideration to what the top 5 reasons might be that I would want a new Model X. And I think it's obvious that the number 1 reason would be Ruby would get all the new features on all the new software updates, at least for a limited amount of time. Well, I say Ruby, but you know, whatever the new X would be, it would obviously would still be red, and I don't know if I would call it Ruby 2 or not, but anyway, so yeah, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm missing out on the software updates, and Jules usually isn't, but sometimes Jules is. I mean, even Raven Model X owners very shortly after they got the Raven missed out on a few things. The main thing I want that I don't have is the blind spot cameras, and I'm still hoping that Elon can be guilted into having the programmers do that because it's a safety feature and not like some fun new game or something. But at least for a short period of time, I would, you know, the new car would get all the new software updates, and that would be cool. But I suspect that within 6 months to a year, I would be back to the same issue of, oh God, now we're not getting all the updates again. So, and I understand about drawing the line and, you know, things that are fun versus things that are safety or functional related also. So that would probably be my number 1 reason. The number 2 reason would be back under warranty. Although Ruby hasn't really cost us a lot of money out of warranty, but there's a feeling of security there for some amount of time that you're covered under warranty for anything that goes wrong with the car. So that would just be a nice sense of security, right? Who doesn't want to be under warranty? And of course, Ruby's drivetrain and battery is still under warranty. It's just the other little things around the car, like this PTC heater that we're taking her in for on Monday that needs to be repaired, which will crush the no maintenance for 2023 numbers, right? If we have that approximately $1,700 repair. So, but I would expect tires and hopefully the PTC heater being the only things that we're dealing with in 2023. Hope, fingers crossed, right? That would be good. So back under warranty, yeah, that's a consideration. I'm gonna say range, improved range, but I really don't care. So I'm saying it, but I really don't care because, you know, Ruby's lost about 40 miles off of her original 296 mile range. We had gotten 100D instead of the 90D because at the time we bought Ruby, we could have got the 90 kilowatt hour battery pack instead of the 100 kilowatt hour. And we even had a couple people tell us we were crazy to spend the extra $10,000 for more battery. They were wrong. We were not crazy, or, you know, it's our money to spend, or we feel like we made a good choice. So I have enough range to do everything I need to do. Dawn and I don't mind stopping at superchargers when we road trip with Ruby because we usually want to use the restroom, get some unsweetened iced tea, check out the local area where we are. You know, with the pain that I have and getting stiff and stuff, stretching every 2 hours is good for me. So while it would be nice to fill her up and look and go, oh wow, I don't know what the new long range, standard range, whatever X is, or the Plaid, I can't quote you the mileage, but it's well over 300, and you know, it would be nice to be able to say that. So it would be probably over 50 miles more range, at least in the very beginning, right? And then we'd have to watch that trickle down over time because that's what batteries are going to do. I mean, that's what everybody knows, they're designed, that's, you know, that's how those chemicals, that's how they work. So, but it would be nice right off the top to go, oh wow, I've got all that new range. And again, it's a security thing when traveling, whether you decide to utilize it or it's just there if you need it. That's kind of a cool thing. I would love to have the second screen for the passenger sitting in the back, but too little too late, Tesla, because Elon, I needed that in 2017. I don't like my Honda Odyssey had the DVD player up here. It was only one in the middle, but still. I needed that when the kids were little and we were driving all the time in Ruby on road trips and into downtown and stuff. Now, you know, Johnny headed off to college, it will be kind of rare for me to have people in the middle row or in the back. So while I love that that's in the car now, it's just too little too late for me. Are you getting a theme here that just about everything that is a reason why I would want to upgrade is, and I also don't want to upgrade, or it's not, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice, I guess, but I don't, but I'm not sure for me I would really utilize it or utilize it for very long. The other thing would be, you know, Donna and I do lots of events where we show the car, talk about electric driving, talk about Tesla features and education. And it would be probably a little more timely if we had a newer vehicle. We're headed up to the solar farm, to the Center for Energy Education, C4EE. I want to say it's April the 28th, but don't hold me to that. I think that's right. It's a Friday this time instead of a Thursday, which is also a little different. But anyway, we're going to the high school career fair up there, and we go up there a couple times a year. They ask us to come and do Ruby's Light Show and talk to the high school kids. And there have been a few smaller kids come through sometimes too, but usually it's high school kids. And, you know, bring the technology to that part of the state and make sure, just to help keep everybody relevant up there and having opportunities the same as the kids that live in Raleigh. And it would just be nice if we had the brand new car with the latest and greatest features to show. I mean, from what you get to see from a 5 to 10 minute lecture and the light show, you're not going to notice an appreciable difference, but you might notice a few things, and you could at least say it was new. So that would be good. I know David, our friend, has said he's going to come up like he did last time to the career fair. I need to go back and look at my Discord post and see if anybody else chimed in they want to go. But we do try to have another Tesla family or two up there with us, maybe somebody with a newer car or a different model, so more models are representative. You know, representing with a Y and an X, that's good. That's good. So there certainly were enough kids that having more than one person available to talk to the kids was a good thing. But from an education perspective and sharing perspective, it would be nice if the car was new. So I guess the last thing I could come up with, because honest, I'm struggling to come up with 5 reasons, is that you know, any of Ruby's little boo-boos would be gone, right? The repair from her off-road experience at the track was a sound repair, and I've never noticed any issues from that. But, you know, she did get jostled around pretty good then. She also got rear-ended, which was, again, a pretty minor incident where she had the rear bumper cover replaced and a little dent in the lift gate repaired, and we couldn't tell the difference afterward, really. The rear tail light, we don't know what happened to it. We were concerned that it was damaged on purpose. We don't know that, though. We could never figure out exactly, looking at footage from the dash cam or whatever, and the video footage that I shot the week that we noticed it. We never really could figure out what happened, and it's possible it was a pressure thing based on the rear end repair from the wreck, that, you know, something twisted around and caused the finger crack to show up. I don't know, but anyway, that would be fixed, right, versus us having to at some point fix that tail light back there. And there's one ding in the passenger door, and there's just a little chip of paint inside the passenger door jamb, and, you know, there's a couple of little things. Ruby is got a few blemishes now, not many, not stuff you would note that you walk up to the car and go, oh wow, look at that. No, nothing like that, but, you know, new. The wheels would start out with no rim rash. She doesn't have a lot, like 2 inches around the whole car. That's not much if you've seen some Teslas or even, you know, other vehicles. They have a lot of rim rash. Ruby does not. And she'd start out with brand new rubber because she needs rubber again, so that would be good. But with the new car comes new responsibility of, you're driving this brand new expensive vehicle. You need to park far away and not let people, you know, be defensive driving and watch out for hailstorm days. And, you know, I haven't relaxed much over 5 years at 110,000 miles, but let's face it, I've relaxed a little. Like, if once a month I have to park near somebody, I might not be, you know, totally upset about it. Yeah, if I have to park next to somebody, I still probably have a pitter patter and I'm not happy about it, but a little more relaxed than I would have been at some point. So yeah, I don't know. I guess also you know, there would be trading in while the car is still worth you know, the value of Ruby is still enough to get a good value back out. You can wait too long, like with my Honda Odyssey minivan. It's like, well, who's going to give me $1,000 for it or $1,500 for it? Now, they probably would, because it's got basically tires with little miles and no dry rot. I can't say they're brand new anymore because they've probably been on the van a couple years, but we move it enough that they don't have flat spots, and they're, you know, it's good rubber for somebody that would be looking for a minivan. And, you know, we fixed the oil leaks, and it's, you know, it's had regular maintenance, all the recommended maintenance and stuff, but still nobody's going to want to give us very much money for the minivan. And so you can wait too long to trade in if you care about trading in. But I have to say that they're, you know, my Honda Odyssey is just under 250,000 miles. It's 240 something, and my Acura Integra I had before that, little cute blue GS version, it had the fake shifting, which I never did, and people told me I was nuts for having it being automatic, but I ain't shifting. And did that with a Chevy S10 pickup truck for a while, and no, shifting, no, but what was I gonna say? That yeah, I was just gonna say that you know, the thought of taking Ruby 250,000 miles in my lifetime, I like that thought a lot. You know, a lot more driving in Ruby. She'd be up there in that range also. You know, there is reporting on new features and being up to date and current, and there's also talking about how these older Model X are weathering time and miles. And, you know, that's a discussion that some people are really interested too. You know, should I go get a used 2017 X? How are they holding up? What is your mileage and your battery and all that stuff looking like? So I think there's good discussion points there too. So, well, I tried to come up with the top 5 reasons to upgrade, and I sort of did, although I sort of talked myself out of each one of them along the way. Like I said yesterday, although I did sort of get cut off by the camera overheating, is that, you know, the $5,000 markdown incentive to get older S and X owners to trade in, transfer, is nice. The main thing that holds us back is not the ability, and not having the ability to move FFD from Ruby to the new X. So you know, I think Tesla will probably have to be pretty desperate in order to make that offer, but you never know. I suppose one other thing that I just thought of is, should Tesla announce that they're not making the X anymore, that would certainly be a consideration, because I would not be as happy in the Y, even if the Y had the doors that moved like the X does. So that would be a consideration if they weren't going to make the X anymore. You know, is now the time. When Donna and I bought Ruby, we planned to keep her for forever, so I guess that's still the current plan, and hopefully we'll add the Cybertruck and keep Jules, Dawn. Hopefully we'll add the Cybertruck, and that'll be an alternative, fun Tesla experience for us to have as we are transitioning into Dawn's retirement and Johnny going off to college and being empty nesters and having the time to take trips and do stuff out on the road more. That's a little different than the day-to-day downtown Raleigh grind. So far so good on the ride back home. There's a lot of brake lights up ahead, so I thought I'd record and see what was going on through the construction zone today. And be glad when the view to the right is open. Like to show you the soundproofing walls. Yes, yes, Ruby. We're in the construction zone. So someone pointed out to me yesterday that they passed through a construction zone which has a similar beep every time they pass through it. And but the speculation was that, you know, the cars are just doing this in construction zones to keep you alert and paying attention. And I certainly think that's possible. I would like to have a couple more data points where, you know, we could have various drivers and various cars going through construction areas and recording to see and hear the beeps. Well, hear the beeps and see the message on the screen. I don't know why she slowed there a little bit more. That was a 5 mile an hour slow. Maybe she thought the truck was going to pull out in front of her. Alright, Ruby, let's speed back up now. They lower the traffic for coming through there, but then they don't post correctly to speed the traffic back up, and I have to manually do that. There's a red, I think it was a 3, headed in the other direction. Huh, I wonder what happened. Probably another accident at the railroad crossing. Well, the road is blocked to the right here. I'm guessing there was an accident between a train and a car, but I can't really tell. The town of Fuquay is over here, and then a little farther to the right is a sideways cruiser blocking the road. Something's wrong there at the tracks. For sure. Well, we've got a lot more train activity in town now and I'm sorry, R.C. Corman. Yeah, I didn't want the police officers to think I was per se filming them. I didn't see anything that made it impassable, but the metal around the lift gates and arms was all dented up, and it was dented up from they had fixed the lift gate, or the lift arm, but they'd left the bottom part, that metal was still messed up. But obviously there was some sort of a new altercation there this morning, but there was no damaged vehicle that I could see, or damaged train. So I don't know. Maki on the left. I had not seen that one before. I don't think that one was silver. Maybe the Fuquay Police Department will put an update about the road closure on their Facebook page, and I can find out some details as to what happened. They're pretty good about doing that. And then there'll be the other Facebook pages for the town where the people that have scanners will tell you what happened. I love my Marty cat, but sometimes he frustrates me. He saw me pulling up to go get in the garage. He jumped down off the high chair. And I don't know where he is, but he basically went right in front of the car. So here he is. Marty cat. Marty, that's not safe, honey. Come on back out, sweetheart. Come on. Marty. Hi, honey. I love you, and I'm going to look out for you even when you don't make good decisions. But if you would just stay off to the side until I pull in the garage, we'd be all good. He's just curious, and he wants to see his mama. Yay, it's empty.
Faith in humanity is
restored until the next time it's full, at least. More importantly, there's room for more trash. Hopefully won't end up on the ground. Well, I just sneezed 3 times really loud and strong. If there's anybody trying to sleep in up there on the hill, I probably woke them up. Yeah, I told Don I forgot my Flonase last night. I took it the night before for the first time this spring because I was basically miserable and sneezing, and it hurts. It can actually pull stuff in my chest, so I am better. I don't want to be taking that crap all the time, but I also can't ignore it either. But what I was going to say is I think why I started sneezing on the trail is we have had some serious wind gusts. Like 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's plenty warm, but it's windy. Yeah, you're looking all bright and vibrant over there today in your shorts and your green. You're looking, you know, spring, Easter.
Yeah, I'm breaking a sweat.
I'm going to have to come out of my windbreaker, but that was the plan.
Yep.
Wear it in the shade and where the wind was really stiff on that, you know, the beginning of the trail, and then when we got up here in the sunshine, take it off and tie it around my waist. So I think it's time to do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
So the wind is so intense out here that it blew my hat off my head several times and I gave up on it. It has a cord, so it's wrapped around my neck. I gave up on having it on. It's not so important now that we're headed this direction. A little more important at the track. So Don and I are kind of excited to hear that Apple thinks they're making good progress on having a CGM in your Apple Watch, a continuous glucose monitor.
Yeah, they're a no prick.
Yeah.
No prick. It just wear the watch and it can monitor your blood sugar. And this could be it could be the single greatest improvement to health since running or exercise. Because, you know, if you knew what your blood sugar and it was pegged, you know, way over 150 all day, you would probably, most human beings will ask themselves, well, why is my daggone blood sugar so high? You know, maybe they would ask their doctor, or maybe they do a little internet research and find out, well, it's carbohydrates, or every time that, you know, their blood sugar is green and then they go to their favorite coffee shop and get their favorite coffee drink with their 6 tablespoons of sugar in there, and their blood sugar is sitting at 220, and in about 4 minutes they say, holy, what caused that?
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's information. And then
yeah, there's kind of a conspiracy, just to back up for a minute. You have to have a prescription in most cases to get a continuous glucose monitor.
And it's expensive.
And it's expensive, and they really don't want you to know. So the Beat Diabetes YouTube channel, which I would recommend for a lot of people, is a preacher, Dennis Pollock. But he basically teaches you to use Mike the Meter, and after an hour after you eat, you take your blood sugar on a very consistent basis. Dang, the wind. And, you know, he tries to keep his below 150. Really, probably more like below 120.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a level for, you know, going over 150 is really not good, especially not for any period of time. So if you take it, or you get a continuous glucose monitor, or you use the hand, you know, the manual one, and you're seeing readings in the, you know, over 200, you've got pre-diabetes or diabetes, and this can be happening at 20 or 30 or 40. You don't have to wait till you're 50 or 60 to have problems. And so putting a device on you that you can just, on your own, without somebody pushing you or telling you what to do, you can say, oh, well, I stopped at Dairy Queen and got a blizzard. I better set my timer for an hour and take my blood sugar and see what it's done. And oh God, it's 300. I can't have blizzards at Dairy Queen anymore. You learn what foods you can and can't have. You have a chance of stopping disease before it gets more entrenched. So non-prescription CGMs, which is a prick, but is not much of a needle. It's just a ton. You can't even tell really that it's in your
a whisker.
Yeah, it's
on. You only do it one time, and it lasts for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that or this thing in your watch. It really could put people's medical understanding about their metabolic health back in their hands instead of somebody else's, because nobody even checked my blood sugar until after I'd had breast cancer. Never once. Well, I take that back. They checked it when I was pregnant both times. One time I did not have pregnancy-related diabetes, and then we never checked it again. You know, I had to go drink that orange stuff. My body handled it fine. We didn't make any changes. Life was good. But outside of the 2 pregnancies, nobody ever looked at it. And it was probably, especially there, the last 5 to 10 years leading up, I was going to, you know, Starbucks all the time and getting Frappuccinos. You know, I was spiking my blood sugar. And I had no understanding that that was a thing, or that that was a thing to be avoided, or, you know, when I used to go to Starbucks or get a Frappuccino, wherever I would get it, My only concern was because I handle the calories.
Yeah.
And, oh, 1 treat a day is not too bad. So as long as I don't have a second treat, we're good.
Yeah, right.
That's not too many treats. I've done what they've told me to do. I had some broccoli with my dinner, and I only had 1 treat today.
Reward myself.
Right. Well, yeah, and there was that too. Like, oh my God, I walked 5 miles today. Let's go get a Frappuccino. And there were also, not in the same day, but there were also Coca-Cola ices.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, I really had a thing for, I like frozen milkshake beverage things. Basically, if it's got sugar in it and it's made with ice and it's frozen and it's thick, I like it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're pulling for non-prescription CGM or for this Apple Watch thing. Don said he might even get a smart device if the blood sugar thing. And it's just one other comment Don and I had said too was, we're not really super worried about accuracy. I mean, your blood sugar can't be 160 and it's telling you it's 80. Okay, that's not right. But you know, my Apple Watch and Don's Android watch, they count the steps and the distance and the time of our walks, and they're not exactly precise.
No.
But Don's is precise every day for his watch, and mine's precise every day for my watch, and they're close enough. And I just really need to know that I do my normal thing today.
Yeah,
I'm just tracking myself to push myself. I set my goal, whatever it is. So I care about my device being consistent from day to day, but I really don't care about my device too much with other people's devices. At least not after the first few weeks of, oh, your device says you did more than me. That's not fair.
Yeah,
but we don't look at that anymore.
Well, plus, you know, if you don't need the level of precision. You don't need you need the repeatability. If it's, so what, your blood sugar is 162 versus 166.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The fact it's in the 160s is all.
You need to know.
Or
yeah.
It's over 150.
Yeah.
You really, I mean, if your blood sugar is over 150, yeah, it's nice to know it was 220, but really, it's over 150. Whatever I just did was too much sugar, too much carbohydrates. I mean, it doesn't, or I'm so metabolically screwed up, I need to stop and make drastic things, because if you've got a good blood sugar control, in other words, you're still young and healthy and everything, you know, your pancreas is, and your muscles aren't highly insulin resistant, you know, you can go out and eat that Blizzard at Dairy Queen, and your blood sugar may not even go over like 120. But, you know, as you get a little older and get insulin resistance, your blood sugar goes up quicker than your body can deal with it. And it's that buildup, and it never goes down. That's where the chronic hyperinsulinemia sits in, is that not only did your blood sugar go up higher than you would ever want it to be, and it's falling slower, and now it's staying up higher, it's elevated more hours of the day.
Right.
It's one thing if it just goes up and it comes back down quickly because you go out and exercise or use that sugar up, you know, burn it up. That's different, or it's not as harmful. But you know, when you pile up on the couch and watch TV after eating 2 or 3 bowls of ice cream like I used to do, you know, but I'm sure by the time I went to bed, my blood sugar was still raging.
Yeah, Don and I just don't want other people to suffer the way we've suffered. Me a little more than him, but really both of us, and making, you know, want people younger to have better tools for making better decisions. And, you know, Johnny does not like needles, and I think he would be a great candidate for one of these watches.
Why? Because we're going to get him an Apple Watch.
Yeah, he's thinking he's switching over to the Apple universe. Yeah, Johnny hasn't had a new phone in 4 years. We talked about it and said, nope, let's not buy it right before Greece. We talked about it at Christmas time. No, there's other stuff I want for my robot or whatever, but the app for UNCC, the one that'll get him around campus and everything, it's losing support for his level of Android, like here this month. Before he goes off to school, he's got a Galaxy S8, I think. Perfectly does what he needs it to do. Except for he can't update it anymore now. And when you get to the point where you can't put on security patches, fixes, and applications start dropping you, which I'm gonna say after 4 or 5 years is not unreasonable. So anyway, he thinks he wants to switch to Apple, but he hasn't told me, Mom, go order the Apple phone. So I reminded him yesterday that the ball is in his court. And really the price isn't much different between the Samsung phones and the Apple phones. And I did a little research, buy from your carrier, buy from Apple. And there's honestly a few reasons why just going and buying it outright from Apple is better. Plus, with an Apple card, they have payment plans too. So, if the reason why Don's doing the tire black shine on Jules before he pulls her in. Yeah. I'll see you in a little while. Hello, you're walking this way with a bag, so I figured I'd better open up the back. I guess that's the hat.
Yes.
Okay.
I also picked up some little souvenirs from our convention.
Oh, well, you'll have to tell me how that went.
It went really well.
Oh, okay, way cool. So officially, what's it called?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, it's Disney. Yeah.
Advanced chest.
Dead Man's Chest. Okay, way cool.
Finally got it. It took
Yay.
like a year.
Okay, how much is it?
$3.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like to put those cat things on the wall in the garage near the cat food so Don visualizes it. We're looking at the cat thing and we're missing the Harry Potter thing. Way cool.
I gotta have it.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
Not any of the ones we really care for, but that's cool as hell.
Jane Stewart, Alfred Hitchcock's Rope. Huh.
That's really nice.
What's the one behind it? This is cool.
Oh, that frame is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Lift up Diana.
I was trying to figure out which church it was. Is it like St. Patrick's or I don't know. It's amazing the things I see and I think, oh, that person would like that. And oh, this person would like that. And oh, that's for this person. I see a Halloween something. I wonder what it is. It's significant. I mean, it's like it's heavy.
Ooh, is it like a cookie jar?
It's a Ray Dunn piece.
How much do they want?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Oh, great.
Dang, that is a lot of vacuum cleaners this week. I guess and floor cleaners too. Should I bring home some more weights for Don and see what he thinks? You probably don't need it, but it is Grogu.
I have to. Well, how much is it?
I don't know. It's her fault. I'm blaming her. And they're so cute.
Don, you're getting more cats.
They don't need litter box or food though. This is a Delco unit. Remember back in the day when you would like get a used car and you'd want to upgrade the stereo system and you take it over someplace and buy one and get some guy to take your dashboard apart and put it in? Now we have 500 streaming stations and no need for an updated radio. Feed me Chick-fil-A and tell me I'm pretty. That's cute. That's cute. It's a croquet lamp. Is it comfortable, Michelle?
Let me see.
Don would shoot me if I bought that for my cats. Has a couple of chairs, has a table. The table's kind of cool too. Grogu slippers, how special. That is a good find.
Yeah, so I wonder how much they are.
Unless we have a serious cold spell again, they are going to get left with a lot of long sleeve clothes this year. There's just so much of it left here. I'm like ready to be looking for short sleeve stuff, right? Michelle and I are both in short sleeves. Let's go to the zoo and see the cheetahs today. We're getting silly now. We're getting silly.
Oscar the Grouch, but have
love. Oh, I want him in blue and be the Cookie Monster. Seen Duke, Cal Poly, NC State, Miami, Syracuse. There is not any UNC Charlotte stuff. I need UNC Charlotte.
I don't need another one, but I really like it.
Oh, well, having too many mugs has never stopped me from getting another mug. Is Sean gonna mix up my pina colada to go in that? I really like that. That is some serious glass. It's not gonna tip. Well, we didn't overdo it, but we did it good. We got some cool stuff, so I'll see you next week. All right, we're gonna get blown away here. It's a good thing it's warm. They had the air conditioner on in Guardian Angel and we were cold in our short sleeve shirts. We knew better, but it was a little chilly in there.
It was.
I'm running into Kohl's for just a second and, you know, parking out here in the Tesla Ruby parking area with my friends. What I really wanted to buy at Kohl's was some St. Patrick's Day hand towels. I saw they had some online. However, there were none in the store, and I didn't realize that it was something you had to order online versus walk in and get. So that was disappointing. They had one or two cute spring towels, but I resisted because I have lots of spring and Easter, and I really was wanting a couple more shamrock or leprechaun. And also, you know, the way Kohl's packages their hand towels, they have one that's nice and soft and one that's more cottony, and they're both really too water repellent before they're washed 10 times and broken in. But I only like the soft ones. I don't really want to use the other kind, and it's like, just sell me, don't make me buy what I don't want to try to get the one thing I want. Don't, you know, package it like that. So anyway, I didn't buy anything. Just got some more steps. Wow, it's pretty out here. Ruby says it's 85. If that's true, we've beat the record for today. I think the only way we weren't going to hit 85 was if we had too many clouds, and I'm not seeing a lot of extra clouds out there right now. Got the Bradford pears. You can't see it super good because this camera makes what's pretty close look pretty far away, but the Ford, I'm going to say van behind me, it says EV on the hood, and it's made so that I can see it there. It says Viva Electric, light up your life. Well, it's not an EV. It has an exhaust pipe, and it was stopped next to me, but it did that stop start thing. So it may turn itself off and return itself on, but not electric. I don't know why it had EV in the front. Viva Electric is for, it's an electric repair business. Every single light coming out of Raleigh today. Please just let me be out of the city. I'm ready to be out of the city. So I'm making barbecue beef. That's a chuck roast. Tons done, but I've been working on the counter and got the stairs installed and moved a couple floor tiles around so I won't have to take the stairs back off. Found some more barrels, put on some of the decorations. There's more food stuff that goes here in a minute. It's coming along nice. I mean, I worked for a little over an hour and there was a lot of hunting parts, so you know, that takes longer. Nighttime, he's just laying down. He's not bothering you. Donnie!
I want a front row parking place.
She ain't got no backup camera in this.
It was a little tricky.
Yeah, not even a self-installed backup camera.
That's
like
right.
No backup camera. Okay. Well, don't you leave the van running while I go inside. You're gonna have to turn it off.
I forgot.
It rained, and we didn't want to get the Teslas wet. Yeah. We hadn't drove the van in a while and needed to run it anyway. Right. So we done drove the van to Harris Teeter while Johnny's at Taekwondo.
That's right.
Don joked with me and told me there would be no pickup curb service. I was on my own. No Bluetooth for your podcast. You can, I'll get it. So I saw Kyle's Waymo video while I was working on my Lego project, and Don was taking a nap. Don woke up and saw the tail end of it. He's gonna have to go back and watch it because it was well worth watching. I was freaked out for Kyle that he didn't have access to the steering wheel and was in the second row behind plexiglass that looked like a police car. Especially for that unprotected left turn. And super, super cool that he got to do that, and I would get in the car and I would want to try it out too. But wow, is it expensive, and not the smoothest of rides, but very interesting, super cool. Yeah, if you didn't see Kyle's Waymo ride video, I recommend you go watch that one. And then if you're in a city that has those cars, check it out.